I was probably 16, I think I was 17. I was coming back from school and I was getting on to Richland Avenue, turning right onto Richland Avenue, going into the city, and it was short of Country Club Avenue. So I was turning into traffic, and I made the right-hand turn, and there was a woman in a black car, I can see it to this moment, who was in the left-hand lane, who must have thought I was coming over all the way, and she hit her horn. And I was having a bad day, and she hit her horn. And so what do most rational, mature, 17-year-olds do with their fully formed brains? We calmly, naturally jam the accelerator down. Take first gear to red line, shift. Take second gear to red line, shift. Take third gear toward red line, weave in and out of all the cars that are on our way as we go down Richland Avenue. And then we see the police officer. He sees us. He pulls us over. So I get pulled over, and this is my first time getting pulled over, ever. And I am like shaking like a leaf. I get out of the car, I'm in the front of the car, and I remember the officer coming up to me and he said, he didn't really say it like this, but this is the best way to relate it, is like kind of like a good news, bad news type of situation. He says, I've got some good news. The good news is I'm not gonna give you a ticket for reckless driving, because as you were weaving in and out of cars at 70 plus miles an hour, you were using your turn signal. But I am going to give you a ticket for going 70 plus miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour zone, which you may be aware or maybe not, that is an automatic 5 points on your license, automatic, go to court, do not pass go, do not collect $200. You are going straight to court. I went home and told my dad what happened. I guess somehow he got it out of me. And he was pissed, to say the very least. But what really probably pissed him off more than anything was that he couldn't take the car away from me. My mom, unfortunately, 2 days earlier, broke her ankle. So I had to take my sister and myself to school. So he was seething. Several months go by and I go to court. He drives me up to court one weekday morning. He drives me up. We go into the waiting room outside of the judge's chambers. And I'm sitting there, and it's me and him. I can't remember if there's anybody else in there because I'm, again, shaking like a leaf. My knees are feeling a little weak because I've never been to court, I've never encountered a judge, anything. And the bailiff comes out and says, Matthew Feeser? Yeah. Come with me. The judge would like to see you now. And my dad stands up to come with me. And the bailiff says to him, are you his attorney? And my father says, no. He says, I'm sorry, you can't accompany him into the chambers. Oh my God, my knees got really weak. I don't know if I can walk through this door. It's like I'm walking in quicksand. So my dad is left behind, and I go in, and I have a one-on-one with the judge. And she asks me to explain myself. Well, I have no way of really explaining this, but I try to explain it, and it doesn't go over very well. And at that point, she says, this is what I remember clearly. She says, the Pennsylvania state driver's license is a privilege. It is not a right. And that is a privilege I am taking from you. She didn't say it quite like that, but 15 days, she suspended my license. I came out of the room totally distraught, defeated, felt like I had gone a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson, just felt absolutely drained. And I think my father could see that in my eyes. The man who had been mad as hell at me for doing this horrible wrong. So we leave the courthouse, and rather than going right back to school, we stop for breakfast. And we're sitting having breakfast. And he says, when I lost my license, What? You son of a bitch. You have been reaming on me all this time. I couldn't really tell you that. And my dad proceeded to tell me that before he had a 1961 Austin Healey 3000 that he took off the road and put on the track. And the day before he put it on the track, he took it for one of, I guess, many test drives, but he took it for a test drive. And when blowing down, this is long before I was ever alive or even a twinkle in his eye, but he took it blowing down Country Club Road over 85 miles an hour. He got pulled over, lost his license for 30 days, and definitely outdid me. So in the end, I definitely could say, yeah, my father knew best.